Well, winter's on its way. It's a little bit cooler. Fronts keep passing, and it keeps raining. I think we're gonna head south soon. But today, we're gonna cook some comfort food. Today, we're gonna cook a couple of recipes I learned when I still lived in Louisiana. It's gonna be a Cajun style green beans, I think that's what it's called, and sausage and rice. Oh, and full recipes will be at the end of the video for both of them. So we're gonna saute an onion, a bunch of celery, and a tablespoon of garlic in some olive oil. And pretty much every good Louisiana dish starts this way. While I'm sauteing those onions and vegetables, I'm also cutting up some sausage and ham. Now normally I would use tasso, which is a sort of a smoked ham that you can get in parts of Louisiana and probably other parts of the world, other French speaking parts of the world, but you can't get it here in Brunswick, Georgia that I've discovered, so we're using smoked ham. And andouille is the best I could find in the grocery store. So after that onion, the garlic, and the celery wilts a little bit in the oil, we add the 2 links of andouille sausage and about a half a cup of tasso or diced smoked ham. Now we're going to saute that for another 5 minutes or so. Alright guys, so it's been a little bit, 5 minutes or so, so we're going to stir in these fresh green beans. Like I said, we use about 1.5 pounds. We'll get everything coated. And then once you do, once you get it all stirred in, we got some chicken broth. I'm just gonna pour that sucker in. And then we're gonna cover it and let it cook down. So the main ingredients in this green bean recipe are onions, garlic, and celery, which is sometimes called the Holy Trinity in Louisiana cooking, andouille, and tasso, and of course 1 pound of green beans or more green beans depending on how many people you're trying to serve. You'll also add salt and pepper to taste. I use a black pepper in this dish. A lot of other dishes I'll use cayenne pepper or red pepper. But this one, I typically, as I recall, is served with a lot of black pepper. Now you're going to cook these for anywhere between 30 and 45 minutes until they have almost completely turned to mush. Now this is well past what normal green bean recipes are cooked to. You know, usually they're kind of firm, but these you cook all the way down. And in some places that you'll see this served, possibly in Louisiana, they'll serve it on top of rice because it makes sort of a sauce or a gravy with the green beans. Alright, today's dinner on Ventolines is very similar to the last one. We're starting off with celery, garlic, and this time green onions instead of, say, a yellow or a Vidalia onion. We're going to, once again, use some of the andouille that we've got. And we're going to make somewhat of a sausage and rice dish with stewed tomatoes. So we start off once again with essentially the Holy Trinity of Louisiana cooking. We add the sausage, and after we brown the sausage in with this, I'm going to cover it with a can of stewed tomatoes. Sometimes I would use tomato paste or tomato sauce if I had it, but I don't. Then we're going to cover this and let it cook down together, and we're going to serve it over rice. Always seasoned. So we've been cooking this down with the sausage and tomatoes, the other ingredients, for probably about 10 minutes now. And the rice is slowly getting done. So it will get done here in a few more minutes. But the sauce here is a little runnier than I like it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit out. We're going to add some hot water to it, and we're going to mix in some flour and make a little paste. And then we're going to let that cook some more. Normally I would actually make a roux, right? I would use oil and flour and let it cook for a while to get that flour taste out and make a light roux, or maybe even a dark roux to put in this. But I don't really have it ready, and I don't feel like going through it. So this is a quick way, and some people use cornstarch instead of flour, but flour works well. You just whisk it with a fork or a little whisk if you have it to make this a little paste. And we'll try to get all the clumps out. And we're just going to stir that in, and the heat is going to basically cause this to thicken up. You can already see it's thickened up. Same thing you would do with cornstarch. And just let it cook a little bit after this to cook that raw flour flavor out of the sauce. So there's another Ventolines recipe, sausage and rice. Now we hope you've enjoyed these two recipes. If it's something that you'd like to see us continue, just comment below, and we'll periodically make another Ventolines Eats video and share what we're actually cooking in an actual galley. Now, a word on these two recipes: normally we wouldn't serve them together, right? Just that I had a bunch of andouille sausage, and so they got cooked at the same time because they both called for sausage. Anyway, like I said, we hope you liked it. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and give us a comment below. See you soon.
There's no one like you, my little girl. Your eyes so blue under those brown curls. Soon you're on your way. Promise me that you know